is Trivia for Kids, where it's not just for adults anymore. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are you guys today? I hope it's good because it's good here. I mean, not the weather, but we needed the rain, so.
This was an interesting start to the show, Quinn.
Yes.
Welcome to Trivia for Kids podcast. Thanks for listening. We are here for episode number 32. I am Casey.
I am Quinn.
And as Quinn was saying, yes, it wasn't the nicest of days. However, we got a lot of rain and we needed the rain. So I will deal with kind of a gloomy day.
Yes.
For that. So Quinn, we had a good weekend, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
We got one big thing checked off of our list on Friday. What did we get to go do?
School shopping.
School shopping. It was so much fun. What was the best thing that you got when we went school shopping?
Well, I really liked my backpack.
And what color is your new backpack?
Like a pale banana. That's the name of the color. It's like a yellow, but it's lighter than yellow. It's more green.
Like a pastel yellow?
Like
Pastello?
Pastel. Wow.
I think I just invented a new color, Pastello. And Ren got a new backpack. Thank you so much. Thank you, Crayola. If you have any job openings for color namers, give me a call. But Ren got a new backpack. We got a couple pairs of new shoes, got our school supplies. It was a good trip.
Yes, it was very fun.
And now we are ready for school to start.
No, I'm not.
Well, I am. So here we go. August 23. Bring it on. Speaking of bringing it on, you ready for the joke of the week?
I am. We have somebody who sent us the joke of the week.
It's a great joke, too.
This one is from Nora. Her joke is, what did the left eye say to the right eye?
I don't know.
Something smells between us.
That's funny.
I agree.
Does something smell between us?
I hope not.
Maybe it's your breath. Thanks for the joke, Nora. That was a great one. All right, are we ready to get this started?
Let's do this. Here's how the show works. Trivia for Kids consists of 5 rounds with 7 questions each. We will announce the answers at the end of each round. Each new round will have a different category. After the 5th round, we will have the final exam, which will test you on the toughest questions we have covered in the previous rounds. Everyone ready? Let's get started.
Round number 1. The category is Mary Poppins. Thanks so much to listeners Maddie and Trip for this idea. Thanks, guys. Question 1. What are the names of the 2 children that Mary Poppins is the nanny of? Question 2. What is on the handle of Mary Poppins' umbrella? Question 3. The Bankses lived on Cherry Tree Lane. What was their house number? Question 4. What are the real names of the 2 women who have played Mary Poppins in the movies? Question 5. What 2-word phrase does Mary Poppins say to the children when she wants them to do something right now? Question 6. What incredibly long word do Mary and Bert sing about, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious? Question 7. What was unique about Mary Poppins' bag? And now the answers to round 1. Question 1. What are the names of the 2 children that Mary Poppins is the nanny of?
Michael and Jane.
Michael and Jane, 2 mischievous youngsters living in London with their mother and father.
Their father doesn't really care, but they're very rich. And the mom likes to fight for women's equal rights.
Yep. Question 2. What is on the handle of Mary Poppins' umbrella?
A parrot head. And I don't know if this is in movie number 1 or in Mary Poppins Returns, but her parrot starts talking.
Oh yeah, it does in the newer movies, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Question 3. The Bankses lived on Cherry Tree Lane. What was their house number?
Lucky number 17.
17 Cherry Tree Lane is where the Bankses lived in London. Question 4. What are the real names of the 2 women who played Mary Poppins in the movies?
Julie Andrews was in the original, and Emily Blunt was in the new one.
I can't believe you didn't say Emily Blunt in your English accent.
Emily Blunt.
It's like your favorite thing to say in an English accent. Quinn speaking an English accent. Oh, you mean Emily Blunt?
I don't know what you're talking about. It does sound like me, though.
Question 5. What 2-word phrase does Mary Poppins say to the children when she wants them to do something right now?
Spit spot.
Come along, children. Spit spot. I should start saying that to you guys.
Come on.
Come along.
Spit spot.
Come along, Quinn and Ren. Spit spot. And then you'd be like, go away, Mom.
I'd be like, you're embarrassing me.
Question 6. What incredibly long word do Mary and Bert sing about, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Do you know that it's an actual word that means extraordinarily good or wonderful?
It really is? We should use that in daily conversations. Like if I come home and you've cleaned the house and I will say, Quinn, this is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, man.
That word is so long. How is that a real word? It's crazy. Question 7. What was unique about Mary Poppins' bag?
It was magic. She could keep giant things in it, way bigger than what would fit in the bag. Like, she had a coat.
Like a coat rack?
Yeah, and she had a mirror, a giant mirror. And then when the kids looked in there, there was nothing.
It was just like a normal bag. Round 2. The category is rocks and minerals. This category also comes from Maddie and Trip. Question 1. Which igneous rock is used in interior decoration, especially in countertops? Question 2. Which type of rock can float on water? Question 3. What is the study of rocks called? Question 4. What type of sedimentary rock is made almost entirely of fossils? Question 5. What are the spherical rocks that contain hollow cavities lined with crystals? Question 6. Even though we don't usually think of it as such, sand is a type of rock. When it is heated, it can be used in creating what everyday object? Question 7. What type of metamorphic rock are both the Leaning Tower of Pisa and the Taj Mahal made from? And now the answers to round 2. Question 1. Which igneous rock is used in interior decoration, especially in countertops?
Granite. Igneous rock comes from molten magma.
So that kind of means countertops made of granite come from volcanoes. Question 2. Which type of rock can float on water?
Pumice. It is formed from bubbling lava. Due to its rough surface, pumice can be used as an abrasive for scouring and polishing. Pumice stones can be used to smooth rough areas on feet.
So, do you know what a pumice stone is? Have you ever seen one?
Yes.
Do you use them on your feet?
Yes.
Do you think they tickle?
No. Kind of.
You have a foot bath thing that has a pumice stone on it, don't you? And do you rub all the gross stuff off?
Oh, I think that's disgusting. So only when I need it do I use it.
Nice. Question 3. What is the study of rocks called?
Geology. A geologist is a person who studies rocks.
Any interest in becoming a geologist?
Nope.
Nope. It would be kind of cool, though, to find rocks and gemstones and geodes and all those things.
It would.
Question 4. What type of sedimentary rock is made almost entirely of fossils?
Limestone.
Limestone is cool because what happens is when shellfish, like, anything that has a shell, clams, oysters, crabs, whatever, the shells, when those animals die, the shells start to break down and build up on the seafloor. And then as time goes on, sediment gets on top of that and it compresses everything down and it makes limestone.
Weird.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Question 5. What are the spherical rocks that contain hollow cavities lined with crystals?
Geodes. So, one time, I can't remember where this was, but I was looking at rocks and I picked some up and I brought them home because they had like little tiny indents in them and they were kind of sparkly. So I cracked the rock open and it had like mini crystals inside.
You found a geode?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I was actually looking up where we could find geodes and it said mostly places that are really hot, like deserts. So there's some in Texas and there's some in California. But it said there's a place in Iowa where you can find geodes. Unfortunately, it's really far from where we live, but
that's cool though.
We'll have to put that on our trip list someday.
Yeah. I know it wasn't very close to our house.
Yeah, no. Question 6. Even though we don't usually think of it as such, sand is a type of rock. When it is heated, it can be used in creating what everyday product?
Glass.
Did you know that if lightning strikes the sand on a beach, it can make a glass formation?
I mean, yes, I suppose I could.
Yeah, I think like in some beach places that like if after a lightning storm, there will be little glass formations on the beach if lightning hit.
Oh, that's cool.
Question 7. What type of metamorphic rock are both the Leaning Tower of Pisa and the Taj Mahal made from?
Marble.
Do you know what the Leaning Tower and the Taj Mahal look like?
The Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Yeah. No, the other Leaning Tower. The Leaning Tower of Iowa.
Yeah, it's like a building that was not built very stably.
I don't know why it leans. I don't know if it leans because they built it straight and then the ground went, or if they built it crooked. I'm not sure. That would be something I should look up.
I don't think they built it crooked.
Have you seen the Taj Mahal though?
What is that?
What is that?
Yeah.
It's this beautiful temple in India, and it's made of all white marble, and it has these domes. And
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yep, it's made of completely of marble.
That's
it's crazy.
so cool.
Round 3. The category is American Folklore. This category idea was brought to us by listeners Odin, Ajax, and Wren. Question 1. What enormous lumberjack had a giant blue ox named Babe for a sidekick? Question 2. Which folk legend is based on a real person whose attempt to end hunger included traveling and planting apple trees? Question 3. Which legendary character fell asleep for 20 years after drinking moonshine in the woods? Question 4. Which legendary creature is said to reside in the Pacific Northwest and goes by the name Bigfoot? Question 5. Which famous frontiersman was famous for wearing a coonskin hat and is said to be able to stare down a bear? Question 6. Which mythical creature can best be described as a rabbit with antelope horns? Question 7. Which legendary baseball player is from a poem where he ultimately strikes out?
And now the answers to round 3. Question 1. What enormous lumberjack had a giant blue ox named Babe for a sidekick?
Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan is said to have created the land of 10,000 lakes with his footprints, dug the Mississippi River to move logs, built Pikes Peak for a lookout, made a shower out of Yellowstone Falls, and formed the Grand Tetons while playing with his ox.
What's the Grand Tetons?
It's something in Wyoming. It's like a mountain formation. It's really beautiful.
Cool.
Some sort of mountainy.
Teton. It's fun to say.
Yeah. Do you think Paul Bunyan's a real guy?
No, he's not.
No. Do you know what folklore is?
Is it like Tall Tales?
Yes, like Tall Tales. There you go, like Tall Tales.
Question 2. Which folk legend is based on a real person whose attempt to end hunger included traveling and planting apple trees?
Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed is based on John Chapman, a missionary who traded apple trees for old clothes that he gave to the needy. He supposedly wore old worn-out clothes and walked barefoot year-round. Fun fact.
Barefoot. Oh my.
Wait, I got a fun fact. John Chapman and I have the same birthday. We do.
Really?
Yes.
Cool. I had the same birthday as Harry Potter and Harry Potter's author.
And J.K. Rowling. Yes, you do.
Question 3. Which legendary character fell asleep for 20 years after drinking moonshine in the woods?
Rip Van Winkle. By the time Rip Van Winkle wakes up, the American Revolution has ended. He claims to be loyal to King George III, being unaware of the events that had occurred.
I don't think I've ever heard of this one.
You've never heard of Rip Van Winkle?
Nope.
He sleeps for 20 years or something.
Oh. Question 4. Which legendary creature is said to reside in the Pacific Northwest and goes by the name Bigfoot?
Sasquatch.
Interesting name.
Do you believe in Bigfoot? Do you think he's real?
No, but I'm sure there are people with big feet.
I have big feet, but I thankfully am not a Sasquatch living in the Pacific Northwest. There are people who definitely think Bigfoot is real and claim to have seen him. So I don't know. I'm on the fence.
I've seen him.
Have you?
It's a girl. She's my mother. No, I'm just joking.
Yikes.
I'm just joking. Question 5. Which famous frontiersman was famous for wearing a coonskin hat and is said to be able to stare down a bear?
Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. That's an old song. I don't even know why I know it, but Davy Crockett was a real person who was born in Tennessee and died at the Alamo.
What's the Alamo?
In San Antonio, there was a big battle at the Alamo. It's still standing.
What's the Alamo?
It's a building.
Oh, I thought it was a war.
Nope.
It's a war.
It's
No.
a building. They say Davy Crockett climbed Niagara Falls on the back of an alligator, wrung the tail off Halley's Comet, and rode on a streak of lightning.
Question 6. Which mythical creature can best be described as a rabbit with antelope horns?
A jackalope. The legend started in Wyoming from a pair of taxidermy experts. Stories soon spread, and some say that jackalopes can imitate any sound, even humans.
Okay, that one's new.
Never.
I've never heard that they can imitate sound.
I haven't either, but do you know what a jackalope is?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one? It's like
On
a
those
rabbit.
Lunchables commercials.
It's like a rabbit with horns, but it's just a taxidermist who took a rabbit and then put horns on it. Do you know what a taxidermist is?
Yeah, they're like somebody that messes and sews and stitches animals.
Yep.
Question 7. Which legendary baseball player is from a poem where he ultimately strikes out?
Mighty Casey. The poem is called Casey at the Bat by Ernest Thayer, written in 1888. So it's from a poem, and it's about this team called the Mudville Nine, and they're down in points, but they're not worried because Mighty Casey is coming up to bat, and he's going to swing, get them a home run and get them all around, and then they're not worried at all because Mighty Casey is the best baseball player that ever played ball and whatever. And then the poem ends with Mighty Casey has struck out.
Wow, Casey.
I know.
Wow.
Round 4. The category is state flags. This round is also brought to us by Ajax, Odin, and Wren. Thanks, guys! Question 1. Which state's flag depicts the Big Dipper and the North Star? Question 2. Which state's flag is the only flag to incorporate a national symbol from another country? Question 3. Which state's flag shows a picture of a pelican mother feeding her babies in a nest? Question 4. Which state's flag is almost entirely blue, except for a few words and a small wreath with a silver star in the middle, in the upper left-hand corner? Question 5. What is the only state flag that features a former U.S. president? Question 6. Which state is the only American state flag that is not rectangular in shape? Question 7. One of the only elements of this state's flag is a palm tree. Which state's flag is it? Now the round 4 answers. Question 1. Which state's flag depicts the Big Dipper and the North Star?
Alaska.
In 1927, more than 30 years before Alaska became a state, the Alaska Department of the American Legion held a flag design contest for Alaskan children, grades 7 through 12. The winner of the contest was Benny Benson, a 13-year-old who was living in an orphanage at the time.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
But it's cool that he got to design the state flag. And I think it's he got like $1,000 for a scholarship. So that's cool. Because back in 1927, that's a ton of money.
It is.
Question 2. Which state's flag is the only flag to incorporate a national symbol from another country?
Hawaii.
The upper left quarter of Hawaii's flag is a picture of the Union Jack, which is the flag of the United Kingdom. This dates back to 1793, when a British military captain presented the flag to King Kamehameha I of Hawaii as a symbol of friendship. The Union flag flew as Hawaii's only flag until 1816, when the red, white, and blue stripes were added. So Hawaii's flag, it kind of looks like the American flag. So like the upper left-hand corner has a picture of the United Kingdom flag, and then it has red, white, and blue stripes like the American flag has.
Oh, that's cool.
Question 3. Which state's flag shows a picture of a pelican mother feeding her babies in a nest?
Louisiana.
The pelican has been a symbol of Louisiana since its earliest days as an American territory. In fact, the official state bird is the brown pelican. But when it comes to the flag, the 3 drops of blood coming from the mother bird's beak represent the far lengths the state is willing to go in order to protect and provide for its citizens. That's kind of graphic.
Like, you look at it like, I wonder what that's a picture of.
I wonder what
It
that
looks like a
blood's for.
Yeah.
It's an interesting flag. I had never seen it before. But the basketball team in New Orleans is the New Orleans Pelicans. And now that makes more sense to me because I didn't really get that. Question 4. Which state's flag is almost entirely blue, except for a few words and a small wreath with a silver star in the middle on the upper left-hand side?
Nevada.
Yep, Nevada's flag is almost just completely a blank blue color. But the phrase battle born on the Nevada state flag refers to the fact that Nevada became a state during the Civil War, and the silver star underneath is the reference to its nickname, the Silver State. Question 5. What is the only state flag that features a former U.S. president?
Washington.
Of
course.
course, right? If you were going to guess, that was probably a giveaway. As an ode to its namesake, the state of Washington used painter Gilbert Stuart's famous portrait of George Washington to adorn its state flag. So it's basically like a blue flag with a picture of George Washington in the middle. Question 6. Which state is the only American state flag that is not rectangular in shape?
Ohio.
Ohio's the only state to have a flag that isn't a rectangle. Instead, it uses a swallow-tailed burgee, which is a flag that has a V-shaped cut in the end. Question 7. One of the only elements in this state's flag is a palm tree. Which state's flag is it?
South Carolina.
Were you going to guess Florida? When I think of palm trees, I think of Florida. And then
Same.
I saw that the answer was South Carolina, and I thought, is that right? But yes. The state flag of South Carolina is one of the oldest in the United States, having been around in some form since 1775. Along with the palm tree, it also shows a silver crescent. The crescent symbol represents the silver emblem worn on the caps of the South Carolina troops during the Revolutionary War.
That's a really cool flag.
So yeah, it's just a blue flag with a white palm tree in the middle and then like crescent moon up in the corner. Round number 5. The category is Minions. This category idea is from the same person who gave us the joke of the week, Nora. Thanks, Nora. Question 1. What happens when you crack and shake a minion? Question 2. How many fingers does a minion have on each hand? Question 3. What color are the evil minions? Question 4. All minions are loyal to Gru, but what is Gru's first name? Question 5. Which minion was knighted by Queen Elizabeth? Question 6. Who is the smallest minion? Question 7. What fruit is the minion's favorite food?
And now the answers to round 5. Question 1. What happens when you crack and shake a minion?
They glow in the dark. Just like a glow-in-the-dark bracelet. Crack them and shake them up.
Last night you did glow-in-the-dark ball. It would help if you just one of the players on your team was a minion. You could just crack and
That's
shake him
true.
and he could see anything.
Yeah, Dan and I played glow-in-the-dark golf, and we could have used some glowing minions because it was very dark out there.
Question 2. How many fingers does a minion have on each hand?
Only 3.
Must be hard to grip things.
I bet.
Question 3. What color are the evil minions?
Purple.
Most minions talk like they have gibberish language, but these, they don't speak a language. They just go.
They do that a lot.
Yeah. That's like the main thing that they do. Question 4. All minions are loyal to Gru, but what is Gru's first name?
Felonious.
Okay. I'm confused. I've never heard this, and
Right.
I thought Gru was his name. His mom calls him Gru.
Yeah, so I don't know when it says it in the movie, but I just looked it up again just to make sure, and it says Felonious Gru.
Oh man, but what about his twin brother Drew?
Maybe his name is Felonious Drew.
Question 5. Which minion was knighted by Queen Elizabeth?
Kevin.
From Queen Elizabeth, they all received presents for like saving the world and everything. Kevin was knighted in he was knighted. Bob got a small crown for his teddy bear, and Stuart got
Stuart. I like how they say his name.
Stuart. Stuart got a rock star guitar. Question 6. Who is the smallest minion?
Bob. Is Bob the one that has the teddy bear?
Yeah.
He's
so cute.
He's cute.
Question 7. Which fruit is the minion's favorite food?
Banana.
Banana.
Banana. Ren likes to say.
Should be favorite food.
What does she say?
Kipela tu kono pop. I don't know what she says.
Tunipela kono papaya. Something like that. And now it's time for the final exam. Now remember, you've heard these questions in the previous rounds, but these were the hardest ones we've had. So use your memory and try to think back to what the answers are. Question 1. What are the real names of the 2 women who have played Mary Poppins in the movies?
Julie Andrews and Emily Blunt.
Question 2. Which type of rock can float on water?
Pumice.
Question 3. Which legendary baseball player is from a poem where he ultimately strikes out?
Mighty Casey.
Question 4. Which state's flag is the only flag to incorporate a national symbol from another country?
Hawaii.
Question 5. All minions are loyal to Gru, but what is Gru's first name?
Felonious.
Question 6. What type of sedimentary rock is made almost entirely of fossils?
Limestone.
Question 7. Which state is the only American state flag that is not rectangular in shape?
Ohio.
Have you ever been to Ohio?
No.
Do you ever have any desire to go to Ohio?
Kind of.
Do you know what cities are in Ohio?
What?
Have you heard of Cleveland?
Yes.
Have you heard of Cincinnati?
No.
No?
No. I can't believe that Gru's first name is Felonious.
You're going back to that. You didn't do the Minions category, so that was a real shock to you, wasn't it? Yeah, Quinn, well, and I too, thought that Gru was his first name, but nope, his name is Felonious Gru.
His last name is Gru?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
So then do you think when he adopted the girls, then their names are Agnes, what's the middle one's name?
Agnes,
Edith?
Edith, yeah, Edith.
And what's the little one?
What's her name?
The cute one.
The super cute one.
Margot.
Oh, no, that's
Agnes is
Margot
the little
is the
one.
oldest
Yeah,
one.
Agnes is the little one.
Oh, yeah,
So her name is Agnes Gru and Margot Gru?
I guess.
I guess. Well, now that our minds have been blown, let's call this one a check, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great week.
Thank you for listening.
Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Trivia for Kids Podcast. And if you have a question idea or even an entire category, please email us at triviaforkidspodcast@gmail.com.